Hi everyone, it's Niamh here and welcome to my art journaling channel. Today we're going to be using some acrylic paints on denim pages. So I'm working in my blue Gina Wakely journal, and I've nearly finished the journal, but I've left all the denim pages. So I'm having a denim blowout in my journal. I've been using a lot of my collage images with this because I just find it's a really easy way to finish off my page. So this is one of the collage images from Natalie May scrapbooking, and I'm just using my acrylic paint straight onto the page. I did put a little bit of clear gesso in the background. You don't need to, and I haven't in the past. The reason I did it for this one was I wanted to have it very brush strokey, so I didn't want a lot of paint seeping into the background, and because I wanted to use a lot of colors, I didn't want to sort of have to stop and dry in between every single piece. So by having the clear gesso in the background, that just means that not everything's seeping into the denim fabric itself. It sits on the surface and it can dry a lot quicker, which was really convenient for what I wanted to do with this page. So you can paint straight onto it, that's not an issue. I've just chosen to put some gesso in the background for those reasons. So you can see here I am just slapping on as much paint as I fancy. I'm using a whole host of colours on this. So greens, fur, olive, blues, a bit of orange, some rust colours, just going nuts. There's no, well, the rhyme or reason to it is I'm picking up colours from the collage paper itself, but there's no necessarily colour scheme that I'm using. They're not necessarily colours that would all go together. The reason it's kind of working is the fact, again, it's short, sharp brush strokes. So I'm not blending colours, so to speak. Where I am blending a few colours, like on the arm, I'm trying to keep those more analogous colours, so colours that will blend together fairly easily. So I've put a little bit of blue to sort of create a dress for her, because she's at a really awkward angle on the page, and it's like, oh, I'm not sure how this works or translates. Then I'm going in with my Stabilo Woody. I really love drawing on fabric with these pencils because they're so chunky. It picks up some beautiful texture from the background, which I really enjoy working with. I'm also putting a little bit of dark into the image, particularly down near her body, just to give a little bit of depth to the page. I used gel medium to glue down the collage paper to begin with. I obviously didn't put enough on some of the areas, and by using the pencils over the top you can sort of see it gathering a little bit. So just be aware of that, and you might need to put a little bit of extra glue on. So I just used regular glue underneath that, and it worked fine. So everything, because you're working on the denim, everything stays a little bit damp for longer. So just again be aware that your collage paper is going to be damp. If you're drawing over it with pencils like I am, it is going to move around a little bit. Once I'd done the background, I then decided I wanted to put some mics over the top of it and brighten up the page. I think I was inspired by the page that was next to it, how bright and happy and the yellow on that, and how it made it pop. So I decided to do the same on this page. When I'm doing the mic making like this, I just use my paintbrush. I don't worry about it. I have a whole heap of really cheap kids brushes that I pull out and use as my mic making. So some of them are really short and square, and some of them are squished and make flower shapes, and whatever shape I get with it, that's what I get. When I'm doing mic making, I do make sure that I go over my entire image. So I don't try and avoid where the collage is or where the image is. It's all sort of put over the top so it blends all in together. And I'm going in and again drying off the surface just to make sure that I can go on to write my quote on the page. I'm also going in and putting some detail into her eyes, and you can see immediately by putting that little bit of white into her eyes, makes it a real focus on the page and immediately draws your eye up the page to her eyes. It's just a little trick that helps every time when you're trying to get, particularly when you've got a face, trying to get a focus on the face. So still going back and trying a little bit. That is one of the downfalls of working on fabrics. It just takes a little bit of time. For most normal people, you've got patience, and I am sure that you could do a little bit and leave it for a while and come back to it later. I have no patience whatsoever. Once I start doing a page, I want to get that page finished. So if it's not finished, I put the heat gun on it to dry it out. So I'm just using a white pen to write in my quote. So again, with this down the bottom, you can see where I've put my first coat and it sort of sank into the denim a little bit. You might find with doing your lettering on your page, you might need to do a few coats just to get it the way you want it. So if you want a really, really white, bright image on your page, you might have to do a few coats just to keep it front and center. So you can see me going back again just in some of the places to brighten it up a little bit. Again, if you wait until your page is very, very dry, you wouldn't have to do it as much as I've just done, but that's okay, you know. Learn from my mistakes. So I'm going in now and putting a drop shadow on my letters. Again, just that's going to give it a little bit of balance and push it out from the background. Make it look like it's floating on top of everything. Once I've done that, I think that's it. I really enjoyed doing this page. It was really, really quick to do. You can see all this beautiful texture within the page itself. You can see how those letters sort of are pushed out from the background and all that cool mark making in the back that helps pop it out from the way back as well. So really, really fun way to use your denim pages. And that will go for any fabric. So you can use any fabric and do exactly the same with it with your acrylic paints. And obviously because acrylic paints, when they're dried at permanent, it's not going to wash off, which is really handy as well. Until next time, bye for now.